Hey everyone, and welcome to This Explainer. Today we are diving into the absolute definitive guide on one of the most critical, yet honestly kind of misunderstood roles in all of entertainment. Have you ever actually wondered how a massive creative vision gets organized, funded, and pulled off without falling apart? Well, you are definitely in the right place. We're going to unpack the ultimate career roadmap of a production manager.
I mean, think about your absolute favorite film, TV show, or stage play. Naturally, we give all the spotlight to the actors, right? And we heap tons of praise onto the director. But there's this invisible magic at work here. Because while the director is laser-focused on the creative performance, someone else is truly running the operation behind the scenes. Somebody has to balance the books, organize the crew, and just keep the whole machine moving. And that person, that's the production manager.
Okay, let's dive right into this. We've got 5 stops on our roadmap today. First, what a manager actually does. Second, essential personality traits. Third, charting your educational pathway. Fourth, top institutes and funding options. And finally, salary, environment, and growth. All right, starting right off with Section 1. What does a manager actually do? So at its very core, a production manager is basically the ultimate solution to the absolute chaos of bringing a creative vision to life. Honestly, they're the anchor. But what's super interesting is that their day-to-day duties can actually shift quite a bit depending on the medium they're working in.
If we break it down, you'll see a pretty sharp contrast. When you're in film and TV, you are essentially the guardian of the budget and the main producer's directives. It is highly logistical. But transition over to theater, and your role kind of pivots to overseeing the physical stagecraft and the administrative side of the play. So, different mediums, sure, but the exact same core mission, keeping the whole show on track.
Which brings us to Section 2, essential personality traits. Now it's that for a quick self-assessment. To succeed here, you absolutely must have excellent organizational skills. You also really have to enjoy working in a team because you'll be interacting with hundreds of people, which, let's be real, can sometimes feel a bit like herding cats. You also need a solid foundational knowledge of how a film is actually made. And perhaps most vitally, an unwavering eye for minute details. Seriously, if a single permit goes missing or a budget line is slightly off, the entire shoot can literally shut down.
Okay, if you're nodding along and ticking all those boxes, you're ready for Section 3, charting your educational pathway.
Let's move to the action plan and see how this builds. Step 1 is incredibly accessible. You just need to complete your 10+2 in any stream. Science, commerce, arts, it really doesn't matter. From there, you branch out. For Step 2, you could pursue a bachelor's in arts or fine arts majoring in filmmaking. But hey, keep in mind this is a management role, right? So a bachelor's in business administration or BBA is a perfectly valid, strategic route. Alternatively, you could opt for a postgraduate diploma in filmmaking or media. So what's all this going to cost? Well, course fees can range pretty wildly, from just 1,000 to over 300,000 Indian rupees. But listen, do not let that massive range intimidate you. All it proves is that there is an educational path out there for literally every budget, whether it's a highly subsidized government institute or a premium private academy.
And that segues perfectly into Section 4, top institutes and funding options.
You actually have a wealth of options across India. Over on the government side, prestigious names like the Film and Television Institute of India in Pune, the Satyajit Ray Film and Television Institute in Kolkata, and even IIM Ahmedabad really stand out. On the private side, renowned places like Whistling Woods International in Mumbai and the Asian Academy of Film and Television in New Delhi offer excellent programs. The geography is totally open to you. Now, if funding is a concern, please don't let it be a roadblock. You can tap right into the National Scholarship Portal for merit and government schemes, or check out the Vidya Lakshmi portal for education loans. Plus, states like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar actually offer state student credit cards right alongside your standard bank education loans. The financial support system is definitely there for you.
All right, moving on to Section 5, salary, environment, and growth.
Let's talk about the day-to-day reality. You're likely going to work in production houses for about 8 to 9 hours a day, but trust me, this is no standard desk job. Expect shift work, expect to travel, and, this is really amazing, expect inclusive opportunities for differently abled individuals. It's a dynamic, evolving environment.
When it comes to salary, you can expect a starting point around 10,000 Indian rupees, scaling up to 80,000 plus per month. Now, that starting number might seem a little modest, but keep your eyes on the top end. As you build your reputation and take on much larger budgets, the potential for financial growth is substantial.
And the career progression to reach those numbers is a super clear ladder. For step 1, you'll almost certainly start out as an assistant production manager, learning the ropes and handling the delegated tasks. Once you prove you can handle the intense pressure and nail those details, you step up to step 2, a full-fledged production manager.
Okay, finally, let's dive into some real-world inspiration with Lakshmi Warrior.
We've talked a lot about facts and figures, but a story like Lakshmi's brings this all to life. She is a true trailblazer. In fact, she's noted as the only woman production manager in Kerala's famously male-dominated field.
And her story brilliantly illustrates how wonderfully unpredictable this industry can be. A chance conversation with director Lijo Jose Pellicer completely changed the entire trajectory of her career, shifting her straight from tourism into production. It just goes to show that while your formal education is absolutely crucial, networking and just seizing the moment can be a real game changer.
So, we've walked through the whole shebang. You know the traits, the pathways, the financial realities of the job. Now, it's totally up to you. Are you ready to be the invisible force that brings the magic of entertainment to life? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will catch you next time as we decode another fascinating career.